There's an old expression in which a person threatens to eat their hat if something they don't believe is possible happens. Recently, Alyssa Farah Griffin wearing a certain hat on The View became a topic of discussion due to claims made during an episode of the talk show. In fact, someone close to President Donald Trump even weighed in on the story. Comments Alyssa Farah Griffin made towards the end of the last year on The View recently went viral. Farah Griffin has quite a history in politics. She was the White House Director of Strategic Communications and Assistant to the President in 2020, after previously serving as a press secretary and special assistant to the President. However, Farah Griffin has also established herself as a television personality in recent years. Back in 2022, she became a permanent co-host on The View, having appeared as a guest host the year beforehand. However, a clip of Farah Griffin during a December 2024 episode of the show has recently been making the rounds. During the episode, Farah Griffin said, "If President Trump does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it." At the time, Sunny Hostin chimed in, "Please don't do that," with Farah Griffin responding, "She'll knock it right off my head." Farah Griffin continued, "You have to be able to cheer for wins when they happen and call out, relentlessly, the wrongdoing." However, this past Monday, President Donald Trump helped to negotiate a peace deal to end the war in Gaza. This saw the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Thanks to this, many are wondering if Farah Griffin will keep her promise and wear a MAGA hat on The View. Recently, someone close to the president commented on the clip. Donald Trump Jr. shared the video on X, noting, "Sending this to the top. Let's go." Farah Griffin has also commented on the news during a recent episode of the show. For her part, Farah Griffin hasn't yet worn a hat on the show. However, she has praised the president and his administration for the peace deal. During the Monday show, she shared, "I think everyone should be able to celebrate it. And listen, whether you like Trump or not, I think he, Steve Witkoff, and I think Jared Kushner do deserve credit for this deal. They personally met with Hamas. I used to be of the mind we don't negotiate with terrorists, but sometimes the only way to get peace is to sit down with some of the most evil people and try to come up with what we can do to end the bloodshed. So, thank God, I pray that this peace holds." Farah Griffin also commented on the news on X. As she wrote, "My reflections on the peace deal between Israel and Hamas. The president and his team deserve tremendous credit for this historic diplomatic achievement, the return of the hostages, and end to bloodshed. Pray this peace holds."